First of all, I would like to apologize for Hagakura because I have said in the last week that she is the Traitor, and Thunder clap for Horikoshi Sensei for literally trolling most of the BNHA fandom. Hey everyone, it's the Manga Viewer, and today I'll be breaking down the full-length chapter of My Hero Academia 336. I literally stood up in the shop while buying the magazine, and I started just bursting out laughing, because when I saw the chapter, I was like, Horikoshi, you crazy bastard, you literally, trolled most of us, some of us actually, on Twitter, said that Hagakura is not the traitor. But to be honest, I would have loved if, Hagakura was indeed the traitor. I felt like the execution of the traitor felt a bit weird, to be honest. I would have preferred, Hagakura instead of Aoyama. But anyway, it's Horikoshi we're talking about. I feel like he's literally doing something great right now, and I think there is a good reason for that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, let's just get on with the full breakdown of the chapter. Alright, so the chapter basically opens up with Bakugou training with Deku, as he's explaining his new move Cluster. He says, "This is a move I learned from Endeavor that focuses on concentrate and releasing his sweat like spears as they explode simultaneously. That's why he's wearing his winter costume." I feel like Bakugou figuring out that he have to wear his winter costume in order to, export more sweat is the same thing when Deku discovered he have legs. I felt like it was the same. It was a really funny moment. So anyway, Todoroki is also training his body to control his cooling and heating system. Kaminari is with Mineta. They're sitting down, they're relaxing as Mineta is popping up his, balls and kind of throwing them down as he's training his capacity and stuff. So basically Kaminari says that they have a lot of advantage against the villains right now. Basically the All For One and Shigaraki are weakened, Gigantomachia is strained, and basically we've got the upper hand, we've got it all steady. So basically Bakugou interrupts as always, and he's like, "You're being way too damn optimistic. The first thing first, we can't find All For One. Even when All Might defeated him in the first time and he basically beat it up his ass, he literally hid for a really long while, and we can't seem to find him. The second thing is that even after Shigaraki was weakened in the war arc, he was still able to deliver so much destruction that he basically finished off the number one or the strongest hero in the world right now. So this is the second thing. And the third thing, the villains already have a plan and they are basically waiting for the right time to execute it. So the heroes and we basically need to find a plan B in order to kind of fight against them and be win against those villains." I really like the way of basically Bakugou developing up his character arc and basically coming up all in full circle. At first, when I read My Hero Academia and started reading it and watching the series, I really didn't like Bakugou. In fact, I really hated him. But now that, he's being nice with his friends, he's kind of being this teamwork type of person, I really start to enjoy reading up his, his lines and stuff. It's really entertaining, and I feel like as much he's progressing through the series and through the arcs, I feel like he'll become a much more enjoyable and a much more lovable character than he's already are. He's already in the number one spot. The popularity roll just came today, so that's why. So anyway, Deku interrupts again, and he's like, "I would have gone," and before he finished up his sentence, basically, Ida just chops him in the head, kind of karate chops him. I feel like this is an Easter egg every time Ida was doing this chop head movement every time. I feel like he was preparing for this exact moment, and he's like, "Don't go I and stuff, go we and stuff. Don't go on your own. We are all a team, we're all one person, so let's go together." That's what he's trying to explain. Ida then says that after Orca's speech, it basically delivered a lot of, freedom to the students, and now they are becoming much more lovable to the society, and they are being much more nicely, and they can move more freely right now. The chapter then cuts to the Hagakura pace right now, so I want you to really focus right now, because this is where the money shot of the chapter goes on. Hagakura is basically walking nervously from last time we saw her, where she was suiting up and stuff. She goes inside the forest, and as she's walking, she hears some noise as she sees Aoyama and his parents talking to him. and they kind of like started to explain, and she basically, like, Hagakura starts to explain her narration, like her talking with herself. She basically says that after the war ended, there was someone who wasn't like smiling, who wasn't happy, who was like quite depressed all the time, even after Midoriya returned. So she wanted to know what's going on, and she was worried, so she followed him in the forest, and that's where she saw Aoyama and his parents. And basically, to sum it up, the backstory, because there's like 5 or 6 pages in there, so let's just sum it up to kind of like not waste your time a lot. Basically, Aoyama, in his backstory, he didn't have a quirk, and his parents were basically like really lovable to him, really nice to him, but they asked All For One to give him a quirk so that he can like achieve his dreams and kind of like chase after his dreams. Similar to Deku. I feel like Deku, Shigaraki, Aoyama right now are both like the same coin, but like a different side or a different lifestyle sort of thing. Basically, Deku got like his quirk from the number 1 hero, and his quirk wasn't suitable for him, so he had to train for it. Aoyama basically also got his quirk from the opposite side, from All For One, and he had to train for it because it wasn't suitable for him. Also, same case with Shigaraki, because I feel like All For One gave the decay quirk to Shigaraki so that he can like devastate his family and can like take full control of him. So anyway, we then see like basically All For One threatening Aoyama's family, and he tells him like he have to tell about everything that's going on in the UA school if he wants his family and his like parents to live. And basically Aoyama says that I was doing this from the beginning of the year. I like spilled the beans in the USJ arc, in the camping arc. I spilled basically everything. Hagakura is listening, and she's like literally shocked. She thinks back on like the USJ arc and on the camping arc, and she literally starts to kind of like, you know, kills up the lines and kind of like connecting every line together so she can figure out what's going on, as like she hears a noise, and she come with like Midoriya while Aoyama is talking. And basically Midoriya like shows his worriness to Aoyama. He's like, you know, dude, what's wrong? You have been upset all day long and you weren't happy and stuff, so I wanted to check on you. And basically at this moment Aoyama breaks down. He literally just like tears start falling down. He basically like falls apart. He's like, Deku, I'm really sorry, man. I am a disgusting villain. I have like spilled the beans. I am the UA traitor. He didn't say I am the UA traitor literally, but like this is kind of like what he's trying to say. And we basically go back to the cheese arc, I should call it, in season 4, where basically Aoyama kind of like gives cheese and writes some kanji on it, which says I know everything. And you know, he basically like starts explaining this thing to Midoriya. In season 4, when he basically gave the cheese to Midoriya at the night, what he was trying to actually to talk about, I feel like that's what Horikoshi went for at the time, that he wanted to tell Midoriya like, hey man, I am the UA traitor, I am, you know, I know everything about you, I know everything about what's going on, and you know, he literally like spilled the beans. Now there's actually one interesting theory that I want to discover, is that does Aoyama literally know about One For All, or does he not? Because I feel like if All For One is the mastermind of him, he definitely wouldn't have told him like about One For All. I feel like Aoyama doesn't know. Maybe he does know, I'm not really sure, but I feel like he doesn't know, since, you know, it's All For One that we're talking about right now. Will Class 1A forgive him? I feel like, yes, they will forgive him, but it will be like a very devastating, you know, experience to Class 1A, especially after spending all this time with, you know, their friend, and him like basically stabbing them in the back. One of the lines actually that he talked about is that after All For One got defeated in Kamino by All Might, he literally like said, you know what, it's finally over, I can finally enjoy my time with my friends. And I was like, when I read that, I basically like got shocked. I'm like, dude, you literally like spilled the beans for a lot of things, and now you're just, you know, relaxed. I don't know, when I was reading the chapter, I felt the UA Traitor execution wasn't, you know, really well done on the character itself. But I don't know, it's just maybe the first chapter, maybe we'll get more info about it in the next chapter. But you know, if Aoyama is the traitor, I would have preferred Hagakura, to be honest, because I feel like she's more fitting than Aoyama. I feel like if Aoyama was actually like, you know, quirkless. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But anyway, this is just, my opinion. Maybe it will get, a bit different. Maybe we will know, like, more stuff about it in the next chapter. But, this is all I've got right now, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the new people that have joined the channel. I really appreciate it, and I really enjoy every one of you commenting down below and, asking their opinions and talking about their opinions. It really makes me happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been the Manga Viewer, and I'll see you all next time.